C.A. Swanson and Sons of Omaha, Nebraska, packers of America's best-known brand of canned and frozen poultry, presents the exciting television game, The Name's the Same. And now, let's meet our panel of famous names. Fresh from Broadway and Hollywood, Dane Clark. Famous radio and television actress, Joan Alexander. Bright young comedian of the show of shows, Carl Reiner. And your host and moderator, another famous name, Robert Q. Lewis.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Welcome once again to The Name's the Same. Tonight, as usual, you're going to meet some people who have very famous names. Names the same as celebrities and places and things that we all know. All right, let's get on with the show by meeting our first guest with a famous name. Hi. We have all the preliminaries to go through. Where are you from, sir?
I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah.
Are you? And what do you do out there?
I'm a salesman for Royal Crystal Salt Company.
Boy, you really got that in. Good for you. All right, it's true, of course, you've got a famous name. If you don't mind, I'm going to refer to you as Mr. X from now on, just so we don't give away your name by accident. Incidentally, for submitting this name to us, we're sending $10 to Mr. John Arrington of Salt Lake City as well. Let's let our home audience see this gentleman's famous name. All right, this is really your name, isn't it, sir? I must point out that we have checked birth certificates and various other verifications to be sure that the name is as authentic as it can be. I don't know what I'm fluffing about tonight. Let us get up to the panel now. You cross-examine Mr. X to find out what his famous name is. You've got 10 questions apiece. Each panelist who uses up his questions or fails to get the answer must pay $25 to our guest. Carl Reiner, will you start?
Sir, does the person whose name you bear, is he living?
Yes.
Is that... Seems to be a doubt.
Would you repeat the question, please?
This person whose name you bear is... Oh, is it living? Is
Yes.
it a... I didn't find out if it's male or female.
Well, that's right, yes, yes.
Living. Are you male?
No.
Oh, well, this will be more interesting than I thought. You're a female.
Right.
You're hiding it very well. Hi. You're living. Are you in the arts?
Yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Are you a performer?
Yes.
Yes.
And you have 5 questions, Carl.
Well, I'll throw one more in. Are you known primarily for your work in television?
No.
All right.
All right, Joni, 10 questions.
Here we are.
Are you known primarily for your work in films?
No.
Not, that's right.
Are you known primarily for your work in the theater?
Yes.
Yes.
You're a well-known actress.
Crazy.
Now, wait a minute. Are you currently appearing in a Broadway show?
No, I am not.
Is your first name a name that could be either a man's or a girl's?
Well, honey,
No.
obviously.
No.
No.
What do you mean, no? Good. Well, what are you doing?
Well, I use my middle name.
All right, I'll let the gentleman's answer stand. Go ahead, Joni. You have 6 questions.
I see. Have you appeared in a Broadway show within the last season?
Yes.
You have. Well, I pass.
All right, Dane, 10 questions.
Oh, you left me at home. Yeah, I don't envy you. Who do I know that's, are you an American?
Yes.
That takes care of Emlyn Williams, the only one I know that sounds like a girl. I pass.
All right, Carl, 4 questions.
Are you one of the great ladies of the American theater?
Yes.
3 questions, Carl.
Oh,
Are you brunette?
No.
You're not brunette. Well, she knows. I have to pass. I don't
know whether I know. But are you a little bit older than the usual sort of actress?
Well, now I don't like that question very much at all.
I would say no.
Well, what is the
About
age
average.
of the... I would like to
About
know,
average.
what is the age of the average actress?
21.
It's the United Nations.
16.
Well, let's say she's a little bit older.
No. What I meant really is, are you a sort of dowager great lady, or are you a young great lady?
I would say a young great lady. Would
A
you?
young great
Yes.
lady of the American theater. Oh, golly, I had it all wrong. See, I thought it was Ethel Barrymore.
That's crazy.
Were you in a dramatic show as opposed to a musical show?
Oh, yes.
You were in a dramatic show.
You've got
Are you married to anybody famous?
No.
Are you married at all?
Not at the moment.
No.
Oh, I've got one question.
One question,
Are you
Johnny.
Southern by any chance?
No.
This lady, is she a Southern?
No, and you're out, Dane. 9 questions.
Dead, I'm dead, and I'm in the theater, I think.
9 questions. Kill him.
Is that... you're alive, aren't you?
Oh, yes, of course.
All right.
Don't be nervous.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm
All right, Carl, you've got 2 questions.
I've
Two
got,
more.
all I can think of is the two,
Well, I hope I didn't throw you off by anything. When you said, is she blonde, I was my...
I said brunette.
Oh, you said brunette. Well, I said no, did I not?
Yes.
I always think of her as being blonde, but you might consider her not to be a blonde, or perhaps partly brunette.
Oh, well, then, wait a while. Are you, did you appear in a play, a fantasy called Mrs. McThing?
No.
No.
No,
She's
and you
not-
have one
she's married,
question.
I think.
Do you all give up? I'm sorry, I'll call time.
It isn't Shirley Booth.
Well, of course it's Shirley Booth.
Wait a minute. No.
All right, just a moment.
No, that's not fair, because you said, Bob, you said she did not appear in a play this season.
I
She
did
has
not
been
say
on the
that,
stage.
dear boy. I said she had appeared in a
He
play
said
this
currently.
season.
Said she had.
The play
Well,
closed.
oh, it closed. Well,
You're not paying attention. You're thinking
Well, I've
about
been
that
sick.
sandwich you're going to get so you can drive to the coast right after the show. I know you. All right, Shirley. You've done right nobly. You've won yourself a full prize. You go on over there, pick up 3 checks, one for each for $25, and thanks very much from the makers of Swanson for playing the names the same.
Do I have to trip on the way over? I don't have to trip.
You have to give him a check.
no, I said it.
No, but you're out of turn.
I don't know if I have to stand up or not.
All right, let's meet our next guest with a famous name. Hi. Once again, the preliminaries. Where do you come from?
Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Oh, wonderful. And what do you do?
Oh, I'm manager of the boys' department at Sears Roebuck.
Well, honey, I'm coming in for a suit real soon.
Well, I sure hope so.
All right. We know you've got a famous name, and I'd like to let our home audience take a look at it right now. Dick Smith of Fort Lauderdale sent us this lady's name. Panel, once again, you remember the rules. Miss X, you may answer yes or no. Let me tell you this. Miss X's name is a thing.
No.
I thought you'd be happy to hear that. Joni, with that grunt, let's have you start.
This thing. Do I have one of these things? Here we go.
I should imagine. I should imagine, yes.
Probably.
Probably, maybe,
Probably.
yes.
What about me?
Well, do I have a great many of these things?
No.
No? Well, then is this thing a necessity? I mean, in other words, although I might have one of these, would it be something that I didn't absolutely need?
It would be something you could get along without. Yes. Yes, you could live comfortably without it, could you not, Miss X? I think so, yes.
Might it be something you might find in a wonderful jewelry store like Cartier?
Like Cartier.
Cartier.
Yes, sure. Yes, you'd find them in Cartier.
It's the only word I can say that sounds French, but that's the only word a girl needs to say. Well, might a rich dowager have more of these than I would have?
I think that would be more than possible, yes.
Would she wear one of these around her neck?
Sure.
Yes, she might have one.
She might wear one around her neck?
Yes, that is entirely possible.
Well, is your name something like, would your last name be Necklace?
No.
Oh, I
You have
thought.
3 questions. All right, Dane, 10 questions.
My turn to look silly. It's a necklace. It's not. It's a piece of jewelry store. Would you wear this elsewhere than around your neck?
Yes.
Oh.
It might be worn elsewhere, yes.
Oh. Would you most be prone to get this thing more likely after you're married?
I think that might be the case, yes.
First, I wish I knew the joke. I'd need a laugh so bad. Would I be liable to give one or two of these things to my wife? Did you say? Well, is this...
And you don't even know him. Yes, I guess you might. Knowing you, Dane, I would say you'd be able to give more than one to your wife.
You're very kind.
Not at all.
Is this thing part of a song that, you know, this thing is a girl's best friend?
Oh, you mean from Gentlemen Prefer Blondes?
Yeah.
This thing is... no, not now.
It is now. I'm dead. I pass.
Carl, you've got 10 questions, and good luck to you, boy.
Is this thing, by any chance, a part of or a whole human being?
It can be.
Can be?
Sure.
Is it
As a matter of fact, for our purposes, let us consider it a part of the human being.
part of a human being?
Now, you go ahead.
Is it a part of the human being that's found always on a particular part of the body, on one particular part of the body? In other words, does it grow there by... Was everybody born with that there?
Let us say there are various parts on which this might be found.
Oh, well, that helps. Is this thing something a person is born with, or do they acquire it after they live a while?
Generally, both cases would apply, but I think more generally you consider that you acquire them.
You acquire them. Is it some kind of a wound or a growth? I'm sorry, but I'm led down this aisle of questioning.
No, it is not quite as unpleasant as
Oh, well, is it something like a beauty mark?
No. You have 5 questions.
Well, am I on the general right?
You're getting there very slowly, but you're getting there.
Is it larger?
Than a bread basket?
No. Is it larger than, say, your nose? Or anybody's nose? You have a very...
Oh, I don't know. They vary in size.
Really?
Yeah. 4 questions.
I pass.
All right, you only 3 questions.
Well, is it ever considered a disfigurement? No, you know, I don't mean to
Is
be
it ever
rude.
considered a disfigurement?
Yes.
I think
Oh.
it might be
Is it?
considered. Yes.
Well, would it be something like a wart?
No. No, darling, you have 1 question.
I pass.
All right, Dane. I'm afraid I'm going to...
Well, is this anything to do with an intangible kind of a illness, like a headache or something?
No, sir. No, sir. This is a very tangible thing. This lady's name panel is A. Wrinkle.
A wrinkle.
Is it Miss or Mrs. Wrinkle? Mrs. Wrinkle. And what does the A stand for, Miss Wrinkle?
Ava.
Ava Wrinkle. Well, you're a good sport, and we've enjoyed playing the game with you. And as a matter of fact, you have won yourself $75. Go on over to the panel, meet them, give them a few wrinkles. And thanks so much from Swanson for playing the names of the same. I'd like to take a moment to mention to you an article about our producers. A couple of guys we're awful proud of on the names the same. Their names are Goodson and Todman, Mark Goodson and Bill Todman. There's an interesting article about them, as well as some of the panel shows and various other shows they do in the current issue of Real magazine. Now, we come to the I'd Like to Be portion of our program, and here to play I'd Like to Be with us is one of the prettiest stars the motion picture industry has ever seen, as well as television, the stage, Ms. Zsa Zsa Gabor. May I say I am more than delighted.
So am I.
Thank you. We had the pleasure of having Ava up not too long ago, and it's always a pleasure to welcome any Gabor to our program. One is more beautiful than the other. It's tough to figure out which is more. As a matter of fact, Miss Gabor, I know you've just completed a motion picture with Fernandel here in New York.
In Paris.
Did you do it in Paris? I did not
Yes.
know that.
We done the exteriors in New York.
Uh-huh.
And the interiors in Paris.
And it is called?
Public Enemy #1, and I am a gun mole.
Oh, that I gotta say. I could almost turn gangster for that. Well, naturally, we want the panel to have a little fun in just a moment.
I'm an American gun mole.
Oh, you are? Oh, swell. I'd even become European for you. We want the panel to go to work on Miss... Hello there. On Miss Gabor. Before the show started, Zaja told us who she might like to be, just in fun, of course, if she weren't... Hello there.
Hello.
Wow. Let's let our panel now try to figure out who it is. Fine. Zaja Gabor would like to be. Let's let our home audience see that famous name. Panel, say the same as before. The losers' checks will go to Zaja Gabor's favorite charity. Let's start this round with Carl Reiner.
Well, I don't know who she'd like to be, but I'd like to be you, Robert Q, sitting there.
Suffer, boys, suffer.
Miss Gabor. I'll try the continental approach. Maybe we can get somewhere. Do you look anything like this person you would like to be?
Maybe.
Then I'm assuming then that you're a woman. Are you an American woman?
No.
Are you an English woman?
Yes.
Are you connected with English politics? Are you in English politics?
Vaguely.
I would say more than vaguely, as a matter of fact. I think you might find the lady connected to a certain extent with politics.
Are you in either nobility? I can't look at her. Are you? I can't ask these questions. My mind is whizzing. Are you, Miss Gabor? Are you either nobility or royalty? You don't
This
believe it.
insults you, Zaza. I can look at you.
Thank you, darling.
He's a strong type.
What was the question, Carl? Are you either nobility,
Nobility
or
or
royalty? The answer would be yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Sure.
Were you the center of attraction in a ceremony where a lot of people watched?
Yes.
Were you
Correct.
Were you dressed in a very special way for this ceremony?
Well, as a matter of fact, yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes. You have 3 questions, Carl.
Since this ceremony, have American women copied this style of dress?
Yes.
They have?
No!
Yes.
No!
Yes.
I don't care. I just want to look at Zaza Gabor. I pass.
I passed too. No! Tony, you have 10 questions.
Well, it is a living English girl. Is that right? Oh, are you living?
Am I living?
Honey, you're living, but and I'm living, but the lady with whom we have
No.
to whom we have reference.
No.
Oh, you're not living, I see.
No.
But you are English, you were English royalty. Is that
Yes.
right?
And we have only 2 1/2 minutes pending.
Very well. Were you the queen of your country at any time?
No.
You were never the queen.
Malheureusement, no.
Malheureusement, that means,
That means
well,
unhappily.
Unhappily.
Unfortunately, my dear.
Unfortunately, very
Uh,
bad.
were you married to one of the kings of your country?
Not even.
Not even.
Not even married to a king.
you have 8 questions, malheureusement.
Malheureusement.
Don't.
Well, were you, you were not the queen, let me see.
No.
Were you, the daughter of a queen ever?
Not even.
You had a terrible time, didn't you?
You have 6 questions.
I will
then.
pass.
All right, Dane, 10 questions.
Honey, is this in the 17th century that you lived?
No.
16th century?
No.
No.
Did you ever have anything to do with a horse? I could done this argument about whether she said they dressed that way and she said they wouldn't dress. You wouldn't be Lady Godiva, would you?
I must tell you something, Zsa Zsa. I am delighted. Dane, you did that beautifully.
But, Dane, I was right that there are some American women who copied it. Tell
Well,
me.
if they don't, they should.
Well, now, just a minute here. Now, wait just a moment.
And I'm with you.
here. No, I want it understood that the views expressed by Miss Zsa Zsa Gabor and
Has
Mr. Dane
nothing to
Clark,
do with this panel.
and I don't agree either. No, as a matter of fact,
Not while
this
they're riding
trial-
horses, anyway.
I beg your pardon?
Not while they're riding horses, anyway, do they dress that way.
No, they very rarely dress that way at any time, and it's just, thank goodness. I mean, let's keep it the way it should be.
We all know one.
May I say that you are probably one of the most charming young ladies I have
Thank
ever
you
had the
very
pleasure of
much.
sitting next to, and whether you want to be Lady Godiva or anyone else from the world, we are just delighted that you are here. And Dane, incidentally, as I started to say, I'm so happy that Dane got this because tonight he leaves us for the coast. All of our panelists leave us for the coast,
I'm
unfortunately.
leaving tonight, right
Well, come
now.
with me. Have my
I'm
car
going
outside.
On which plane?
Be with
I
you
have
in a
one
minute,
outside, too.
Well, folks, I'll be with you in a minute.
We'll go piggy.
You want to go out with me tonight?
Conversation, I'll be right. There's no... We've got to call time here because we've all got to go home. Zsa Zsa Gabor, thank you so much for playing the names the same. You get 2 checks, one from Joni, one from Carl. Thanks from Swanson for being with us
Thank
tonight.
you.
The panel and I will be back in a moment, folks. Tell you how they did in about next week. All right, now for a little accounting. Dane Clark, make your report.
Well, I lost $50 tonight, and I think this program has pretty conclusively proved that I'm pretty stupid.
I disagree.
I'm
However,
sorry. So long.
So long. Have a good trip to the coast, Dane. John
Thank you.
Alexander, how about you?
Well, I lost $75. I hope you have a wonderful trip, Dane. You and Zsa Zsa together. Good night, everybody.
Well, you've just started something, kid. You know, Carl Reiner, how about you?
Well, I lost $75, and a remark would be controlled that Zsa Zsa Gabor, pretty women like, they don't bother me. I could.
Good night. So long, folks. C.A. Swanson and Sons, makers of America's best-known brand of canned and frozen poultry. The panel and I will see you again next week on The Name's the Same, which will be brought to you by the makers of Johnson's Wax.
These were the times when scandal rocked the White House and we shook our groove thing. When car doors went up and walls came down, cloning was in, inhaling was out, and everyone wanted to be a millionaire. GSN plays it back with marathons of each decade's greatest game shows. Then, all new specials of unforgettable game show moments. 3 decades, 3 Sundays, 1 memorable event. Play it back 70s, 80s, and 90s. Sundays from 1 to 8 starting September 7th, only on GSN.